Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
We
We
are.
are
Don't
Don't
mess
Mess
with
with
the
the Mamas,
mamas.
MOMMAS, with our motto.
You are
You
the
are the
protagonist
protagonist
of
of
your
your life,
life, not
not
the
the
victim
victim
of
of
your
your
destiny.
destiny. You are.
I'm Carla,
I'm Arlaana,
and
and
today
this is
this is season 2, episode 9, and it's on youth.
Youth Are the Future. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
We are
The world.
world. We
We
are
are
the
children.
children.
We
We are
are
the
the
ones
ones
who
to make
make
a
a better
better
day.
day.
So
So
let's
let's
start
start
living.
living.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Take it
so
away.
okay, so today we're going to be talking about youth and what youth do, how they're important to society,
So important.
and you're just treasures. You're treasures. Now, what I found out in my research is that the prefrontal lobe in youth is not fully developed, but that is a wonderful thing because you're biologically wired for risk taking, novelty seeking, and exploration. And you have moral clarity. You bring raw emotions and energy to issues like climate change, inequality, etc., etc. Where a 60-year-old is looking for the next 20 years, a 20-year-old is looking for the next 60 because they will be living with the long-term effects of whatever is in, society is going in.
And we understand how difficult it is today to be a young person, and youth need 1,000% support. So anybody who's not what considered a youth anymore, if you're in your well, even in your 40s, you're still young. You're always young, forever young.
Yes.
But we really, really need to support our millennials. We need to support our Gen Z, now our Gen Alpha, because this a concept called hyper-connected isolation. Even though young people are so connected, they feel so lonely because it's a pseudo connection.
Right.
It's not real. It's not like they're meeting each other and having dialogues, life to life connection. So, there's more mental illness than ever before. And also, they're faced with so much economic issues. It used to be, yeah, you go to college if you want to go to college, or, now they're pushing trade schools because going to college is no longer a guarantee. You're left with all this, debt, tremendous debt. And are you getting a job? And that's so stressful for a young person. And even, outside, when you leave college, a lot of times young people don't feel prepared at all to be in the world. Do they even know how to balance a checkbook? Just basic things like that.
Tie their shoelaces.
Yeah, tie your shoelaces. Um, and also, doing resumes today. Oh my gosh. Now that AI is looking over all resumes, now you have to have a resume that just has gold and glitter and gleaming and, having accomplished so much when you're not even like, when you're not even out of your 20s, and you have to show that you've done this and this to get a job, to be competitive, because the stupid AI, instead of a human being, is, really judging you. So it's so, so important. But in that messiness, in
Yes.
that messiness of life, as exactly what you said, that prefrontal cortex that's still developing up until the age of 25, that risk taking, all of those qualities that young people have. Young people are the future. They are going to take over the economy. They're going to create a new world. And as messy as their lives are right now, out of that mess comes so much
Yeah,
power,
growth,
so much
growth, growth,
growth, so much
growth.
potential, right?
I was going to say that they accelerate the cultural evolution and they force society to be more inclusive. And one of those ways is like looking at mental health, that it's not a personal failing.
Right.
It's
Good
something,
point.
it's not your failing because of you're not a good person or you're sick, but it's something that everybody is going through some issues. Now, they also force society to change in terms of gender and
Like respect, right? Respect
right,
for all
all people.
different
They're
type
very
people.
inclusive. They're very inclusive.
Right.
And they mix things. So the music reflects the changes in society, the fashion, um, anything that young people are involved in, they're gonna make a change, and businesses will have to adapt to those changes. If you feel that it's not uh, authentic, if they feel that it's not trustworthy, if they feel that it's hurting the society, they will not support that business, and that business will have to adapt to them.
And what you said, that word is so important, authenticity. They don't deal with crap. These new generations coming up, they will see right through. And there's so much crap going on, so much crap in the older generations,
Oh, yes.
and they don't want it. They're even questioning AI. I mean, all the tech pros are giving us AI, and yes, it's valuable, but a lot of it is not, and they don't want things thrown down their throat
True.
just because it's there. They're going to be authentic. And I know that when I was teaching, I had a student that once called me fake. I had to really reflect, like, what is it about my life, right? I had to become more authentic as a human being, more honest, more, really, they're not corrupt, they're not easily corrupted, which is great. And that's why they're having a hard time, because they're looking at this mess of the world and they're thinking, what the heck? I don't want this. This is not the kind of world I want to inherit. So their mission, young people's mission, is to create a new world, a new beginning. And that's hard. That's messy, that's sloppy, that's painful. But what a glorious mission they have. So we have to support them
Yes.
1,000%.
Well, the young people, they may not have all the wisdom,
Right.
but they have they're not putting up with, they have an impatience, and they're willing to take risk. And what the older people can do is support by giving structure, and then they can build, in the best way for the future.
And please don't make them be perfect human beings. They need to be able to fall down and fail and learn from their mistakes. They in no way need to be perfect. They don't need to have accomplished this and this by a certain age. Just support them in their growth and development. If I can just read
Go ahead.
something. Yep. So youth are the stewards of human progress. They inherit common refine and carry toward ethical values, democratic institutions, and cultural heritage into the next century. Youth are the future. If the youth are vibrant, society will be vibrant. And then our, Ikeda sensei, or Daisaku Ikeda, said he looked at young people not as passive leaders in waiting, but as the primary drivers of peace and social transformation today. And you were talking about how they're all so connected because of music, because of social media. So they are the true global citizens. And that's what we need. Global citizenry. I don't care what noise young people are hearing today. They do want to inherit the world in a much better way, and they want to be global citizens. So stop discouraging them from experimenting and this new type and this new fashion and this new type of government, whatever it is. Let them thrive, because they have a vision for the future, even though they don't know it yet and they're still figuring it out.
Yes.
They will create this new vision. So please respect our youth. Respect
They
them.
say that from 12 to 25, a youth will try on five different personas. They'll try out different religions, different ways of being, belief systems. They're stress testing different versions of themselves. So maybe this month they're into goth. Next minute they could be into something else. They drive the culture forward. And old people with the last what you call it, the last Super Bowl, people crying about, I want this. The old people. But and old people were realizing, no, this is not your time. This is their time,
Right.
and this is what they're going to do, and we're going to go along and support it. You
Right.
know, so
Absolutely.
so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um,
So well, I'm going to just share some encouraging words.
mhm,
So once again, we talked about comparison being
mhm.
like a comparison trap last time.
Yeah, yeah.
So don't compare yourself to others, young people. Be true to your own unique mission and cultivate your own irreplaceable potential. And that youth is a time to forge a strong spirit. Hardships are the very fuel that allows you to develop into a person of deep substance and compassion. So don't shy away from the hardships and the challenges. Celebrate them because you are forging, you are really creating, your life. And just celebrate your advancement, even if it's small, small, small. And don't worry if other people are judging you. Just judge yourself of where you've been and where you are today.
Right.
Let people do whatever they want. Let people say whatever they want. Just realize, you are on a path to success, but it's not, it's based on finances and this and that. No, it's based on being able to be a human being and to care about humanity and your fellow human beings. It's all about being a fulfilled human being and appreciating life.
Okay, and something else about the youth, they said that they don't they don't respect institutions. They audit them.
Wow.
So they're checking to see if this is right or this is not right. If it's in the Constitution, is are we living that way? So on and so forth.
Yeah, and why should they respect institutions if the institutions aren't
Not good.
authentic, if they're not good, if they're going astray, right?
Yeah,
So guys, you got to stop living in the past. You got to support the youth and bring them, help them into the future because they are the future. So you become youthful by supporting young people. You don't get old if you support the youth, then you are forever young because you're
Right.
doing what you need to do. That is your mission
Yeah.
as an elder, right?
Yeah.
As the elders.
Yeah. Now the youth are not a monolith, okay, which
Right.
means that they're all not doing the same thing.
Right.
Okay, they're doing different things. It's a world with different countries, different traditions, different stuff, And what they do is that they are because of their diversity. That diversity creates a simultaneous explosion in new thinking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that
And
exciting?
that's what pushes the society, the culture, the world forward. Everybody's got a little piece of something that they're doing that's changing everything. We because and now that we have internet, we can see so many different cultures, so many different people, and how they live and they're sharing. So we get to benefit from that.
And don't, right now, looking at the present, sometimes it can be so discouraging because the values are not there, and that's what that moves a society forward. Values, right? So, but don't judge things based on what you're seeing in the present. That's going to change. Everything evolves, and you can't turn back the clock.
No.
You can't live in the past.
No.
You got to move on to the future. So, young people, we implore you, to, not get discouraged by what you're seeing. You create something out of nothing. Or don't forget, out of the mud, out of the muddier the swamp, the more beautiful the lotus blossoms. So you guys are the lotus blossoms. So you're living in a time of mud swamp, but it's actually nourishing that beautiful lotus blossom, which you'll create into the future, and everything will change. Guaranteed, everything
You'll turn
will change.
poison into medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And 17th century thinking does not work in the 21st century.
Absolutely, yeah. And who wants to live in that past? What that world wasn't such an exciting world,
Yeah.
but out of the dark ages came the Renaissance,
Right.
and our youth are the Renaissance. And
That's
right now
right.
we're seeing some dark ages.
Right.
Be real self-centeredness and selfishness and money grabs and power and power and power. That's not human. That's not why we're alive. We're alive to really
Enjoy
enjoy life, and really appreciate life, and really create value with our life. Hello. so I don't care how much you have, all your power and your money in the world. Does that make you a better human being? Nah.
No.
So you have the power, have the money, but create value with your life. And that's what we're excited about for our young
Yes,
people.
yes,
So you
yes.
have some
I
encouraging
have
words.
some,
You have some wonderful,
that's right.
encouraging words. Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
Okay, so I will read you this encouragement.
She didn't memorize it all, sorry.
You'll just have, I have so much that I want to give you, and I don't want to miss anything. So that's why I'm going to read this to you, and you're going to remember it.
Or else.
Or else. Labels placed on people in school, and this is from Daisaku Ikeda. This is our mentor. He's a good mentor. Anybody can learn from him.
And just to say, the reason why he's called our mentor is just an example of a human being who has basically lived 100 lifetimes in a single lifetime. So, every day, he treasured every day as if it was his last. He accomplished so much. And he just showed people that we have so much potential. We have limitless potential, and how much each person can accomplish in a single lifetime. That's why, he's
our mentor.
a great example.
We learned so much from him about society, about life, about history, wonderful things.
And
okay.
we chose him. It's not like he chose us. We
Right.
chose him because he's a great example of a human being.
Yeah.
And we're all human beings. We're all.
When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and he was definitely our teacher.
Okay, go.
Okay, labels placed, we have so much to talk about. Labels placed on people in schools, such as smart or not very bright or not of great importance in the long run. Rather, resilience and persistent effort to follow through on what you have set out to accomplish are the strengths that become real assets in life. Okay, also, to lose heart just because one or two failures is short sighted indeed. Life is a long journey. You should go forward with courage, realizing that the more often you fail, the firmer the foundation you are building for your future life and happiness. And then, got a little bit more for you. He says, I am proud that I love youth more than anyone. There is no one who can create the future, the next era, except youth. I trust youth. Youth are the jewels. Youth are jewels. And then he says, again, which we've said this before and we'll repeat it again, a great revolution in just one single individual will help achieve a change in the destiny of a nation and future I'll read it again. A great revolution in just one single individual will help achieve a change in the destiny of a nation and further will enable a change in the destiny of all humankind.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
so anything that you're doing, any step that you're making forward, that's all going to help the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are.
Don't mess with the mamas.
MOMMAS. With our motto,
You
are the protagonist
of your life, not the victim of your destiny.
Don't forget, we publish every
Wednesday.
and we are on all major platforms. You could see us, you could listen to us. And actually, a couple of comments that we got from TikTok. One woman, she's from France, and I can't really pronounce her name. There's a lot of V's and D's in her name. And she said, ladies, we just love that you're imparting so much wisdom, which I don't know if it's wisdom, but we're imparting something. And then the other one said, thank you so much. We appreciate what you're really trying to do. And, our mission is not, we're not looking to make money off of this or anything. We just want to encourage people's lives because that's what life is, to want to encourage ourselves, encourage each other, So, thank you so much
for being with us.
Being with us and listening to us. And we'd love to hear from you. Mamas, MOMMAS.podcast@gmail.com. Okay, and that's it for now. Yeah, you are precious. You're wonderful. You are a treasure. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.